Alright, here we go. This is the second video for this unit. If you haven't already watched the first video, make sure you go back and do that before you watch this one. There really isn't anything new to go over today, just gonna do some more practice stuff. So I'm gonna zoom in on these problems that we're just gonna go over together, and they're not necessarily the practice problems that I need you guys to complete on your own. They're just some example problems that I want to go through. So number 3 here, I guess this is a little new. It shouldn't be new for you, but I haven't gone over it again. But we have some like terms that we need to combine before we start solving for the equation. So we notice here that we've got 2 j's and then 4 negative j's, if you want to think about it like that. So we need to combine these because they are like terms, because they have the same variable and they are raised to the same power, right? They're power of 1. We don't have to write that, but technically they are. All right. So let's combine those. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So we have negative 2j. And then we can just update the problem. So just drop down everything else. Drop down plus 10 is equal to 12. And now we can solve it just like we did yesterday. We want to do the opposite operation or the inverse operation in reverse order. So I always say before we start messing with the variable, just make sure that's all you got left. Okay. So before I mess with this j, I want to get rid of this plus 10, and the opposite of addition is subtraction. So I just subtract 10 on both sides. All right, so 10 minus 10 is 0, and on this side I get 12 minus 10, which is 2. And then I just drop down this negative 2j. And the last step, if this is negative 2j is the same as negative 2 times j, so if I want to get rid of it, I want to divide by negative 2. All right, and so negative 2 divided by negative 2, well, that's positive 1. So that's positive 1j. We don't have to write that 1 out in front, though, because there's just 1j. All right, and then on the other side, we've got positive 2 divided by negative 2. So that's going to actually equal negative 1. So really important that we pay attention to our signs here. All right, so j is equal to negative 1. All right, number 4. This one is a little bit different, but hopefully we pick up on this pretty quick. Sometimes dealing with fractions, students don't like that. But the first thing I want to do, right, just like I mentioned before, I don't want to mess with the variable until that's all I have left. So I want to add 10 on both sides. All right, and so I get 15 on this side, and negative 10 plus 10 is 0, so it's gone. And anytime you get, if you're doing some figuring and then, maybe you, for some reason, you think that's negative 20 or something like that. Well, if you didn't eliminate it, if you didn't get rid of it, well, then you didn't do it right. Okay, so you want to make sure that the reason why we're doing this is to isolate this variable. Okay. All right, now how do we get rid of this 1/3? All right, so 1/3, I mentioned this yesterday, that anytime we want to get this number out of the denominator, if we multiply by that number, it will cancel it out. Okay, so if I multiply 1/3 times 3, it will go away. All right, so that part will cancel. So I'm going to just write this down here, that if I multiply 1/3 by x, I just get x. All right, but then you got to remember, if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other, so I just have to multiply this side by 3, and we get 45. And so hopefully that should make sense if we were to put that back in. Well, what is, if I were to put that back into the original problem, right, is 1/3, or sorry, is 45 1/3 of 15, right? If we were to multiply this out, that would equal 15, so that kind of checks out. That's kind of the nice thing about equations, is you can always plug back in the variable, and you can make sure that your answer is correct. All right. Okay, number 5. I'm going to go ahead and just erase a little bit up here. All right, so we only have one operation to do. For this one, it's probably a good practice to always put that negative with the denominator. Okay, so if I could kind of rewrite this as 12 is equal to d over negative 5. Okay, that way when I multiply, I know that just like I said in the last problem, I want to multiply by whatever's in the denominator. So if I multiply by negative 5, these will cancel out, right? And then I'm left with a positive d. And then hopefully, if I did that, I know that I'm not just multiplying by 5. On the other side, I'm multiplying by negative 5. Okay, so negative 5 times 12 is negative 60. So d is equal to negative 60. And again, if we wanted to plug that back in, right, if I put in negative 60 divided by negative 5, would that equal positive 12? Sure. All right. All right, the next problem here, we have 1/5 is equal to 3 minus x divided by 3. So, like I said before, I don't want to mess with this variable until that's all I have left. So I need to get rid of this 3. I'm going to do this. It doesn't say, negative x divided by 3 plus 3, but that really is the same thing here. So this is a positive 3, so we're going to get rid of it by subtracting 3. Right? That's going to get rid of it. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. I would suggest using a calculator just so we don't make any simple mistakes. So 1/5 minus 3 is negative 2 4/5. If you're using our blue calculators, you might get negative 14 over 5, right, as a fraction. In the lower right hand corner, up above the enter key, there is like an arrow pointing to the left and an arrow pointing to the right. It's just one key that has these double arrows. If you press that button, you're going to get the alternate answer. So if you have a fraction, it'll give you a decimal, and if you have a decimal, it'll give you a fraction. So it gives you the other option of the answer. All right, I think for this one it just makes sense to use a fraction, but it doesn't really matter. All right, now we have negative x over 3 or minus x over 3. Like I said, it's good practice to just put the negative with the denominator. Okay, it'll save you some steps later. So if I want to get this out of the denominator, I just need to multiply by 1/3. Okay, and that will cancel that out. I said 1/3, I meant negative 3. You want to multiply by whatever's in the denominator. So multiply by negative 3, and it'll cancel out. All right, and then if you do it to one side, you got to do it to the other side. If I multiply by negative 3, I get 8.4. So x is equal to 8.4. All right. Why don't you guys give these two a shot? And so pause the video, give these a shot, and then I'll go over it in a second. Okay, let's go over these. Number 7. First thing I want to do is get this 8 out of the denominator. So I multiply by 8. I multiply by 8, this cancels, and that cancels. All right. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. 8 times a half, well, what's half of 8? 4. All right. I'm going to update this problem and just drop this down. Now, like I said, this would equal 1, this would equal 1. There's no reason to write the denominator of 1 ever, okay? So now we can just solve for x. We have x minus 4, so the opposite or the inverse operation would be addition. So go ahead and add 4 on both sides. That doesn't look nice. All right, so I add 4 on both sides, and I get x is equal to 8, or 8 is equal to x. All right, next one, last one here. We've got some like terms. So make sure you do that first, otherwise you're going to end up doing more steps than you need to. So just combine these like terms. We have negative 4 minus 9. That's negative 13y. Whoops. There we go. All right, just update the problem. So don't forget to drop down this 1 and the 14. All right, I don't want to mess with this variable until this 1 is gone, so I need to get rid of this positive 1 by subtracting it on both sides. I get negative 13y is equal to 13. And the last step here is to divide by whatever this coefficient is in front of the variable, divide by the exact same thing. So you have to divide by negative 13, not just 13. All right, so negative 13 divided by negative 13 is 1. So we're left with 1y is equal to 13 divided by negative 13 is negative 1. All right, the signs are the same. The answer is positive. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. So there we go. All right. So that is all the notes we're going to do for this unit. So you guys were supposed to try 1 through 8, I believe. So now you can go ahead and attempt the rest of these problems. All right.